We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Here we go. It's showtime. Three in the house, Anime, Tobias, Larice, and Larice Resurrection in the house. Thanks for showing up. Daisy Lynn Castro's checking in. Charmaine, good morning, good morning. Moelma is here. Oi, 8 million people in the house so far. Menge's here. Welcome, welcome, no matter where you are in the world. Mike, married to a beautiful woman, is in the house. From Canada. Today is hump day here in the Philippines, about 8 a.m. Wednesday morning. The day after the night before. Dan coming to you live from Cebu, Lahug, Cebu. Right across the street from the brand new Mr. Sizzler, and we ain't talking American steaks. Moelma 2 is here. Yes, live from Sunset Studios in beautiful Hollywood, California. It's the Dan and Minnie Hour, starring Dan the Handsome and the lovely Minnie. Jean-Zel is here. Welcome, welcome. 10 million people in the house so far. Notifications must be going out and people must be escaping. It's Dan doing what Dan needs to do, pushing the buttons, pulling the levers. Hello to James. Good morning, or good evening from Sacramento, California. Let me fade this out. All right. That goes away. Oh, so you can see I'm stuffed in the corner and I got all my electronics here. This isn't even hooked up right here. Yep, right here. Yeah. Well, last night, I want to start off by talking by saying first, thanks for being here. And next, thanks for being here. And I think I want to talk a little bit about what happened last night. So last night, Minnie and I, we went to Mango Square, to that discotheque in Mango Square. You know, we're going to party hard on a Tuesday night. After all, we are retired. We got no schedule. We don't have to be at work in the morning, which means that we can party and dance the night away. But check this out. I wanted to share this with you. I have never seen so many rich Filipinos in my entire life than I saw in the disco at Mango Square last night. I couldn't hardly believe it. I was floored. If there is a recession going on in the Philippines, then I could not tell by the way they were spending money on scotch, tequila, all the expensive libations like Jack Daniels. Oh yeah, there was Red Horse going around. There was so much Red Horse that the Red Horse changed colors. There was San Miguel Light. There was whiskeys of all varieties on the table. I don't even know where they came from. But and I was able to wake up this morning my usual time without any problem whatsoever. I don't feel hungover. I just feel hung. Oh, hey, by the way, I've got Beauty Cam on. It has taken 20 years off of my life. But I did have to run down to the 7-Eleven and grab the Copico 3-in-1. So we're doing, you can see it. You can see it in the cam. We're doing Copico. Tim Deziak is in the house. Smiling Tim is here. Ryder Adventures here. Larry Lee is in the house. So here's the whole thing, right? Man Minnie did not fare as well as I did. That would be an understatement. So she's oh, she is not in the greatest shape that I've ever seen her. Let's just say that she's worshiping and has been worshiping the porcelain god for the last couple of hours. I realize how embarrassing it might be for those of us who are challenged when we venture out on a Tuesday night to the disco at Mango Square. Anywho, there were a lot of foreigners there. Also, there were a few foreigners. I didn't recognize any of them. The beauty cam is broken. I'm gonna have to put it on, the special beauty cam mode. Anyway, so that's the story, and so I changed the camera view, just a little bit, just to make sure that man Minnie didn't get caught up in the at the wrong angle at the right time, the right angle at the wrong time, the wrong angle at the wrong time, if there is such a thing. So anyway, so you have to stare at me with the beauty cam, the broken beauty cam, and then you'll see all the wires and the harnesses right behind me. This is how we roll in the Philippines. This is how we roll. All right, what am I talking about today? Okay, so why did I bring that up? Why did I bring up the fact that I've never seen so many rich Filipinos in one place in my entire life? And they were dressed to the nines, and I, quite frankly, was underdressed for the event. But of course, they still let me in. 1, 2, 3, Tarl's in the house. Tarl, how are you today? Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be, Tarl. Welcome to Dan and Minnie's journey. So anyway, 15 million in the house right now. James is here from Sacramento, California. Are you dodging bullets tonight, James? Little Sacramento joke there. Anyway, Mike is saying because they're really aliens. Exactly. Well, the money and the booze was flowing, and right now it's flowing out of Man Minnie. They're only a couple of ways in and a couple of ways out, folks. What goes up must go down, must come down some kind of way. The wires are for Dan's life support systems. And that, yeah, at least there's enough power in here. There's enough power in here to power up probably the Empire State Building. Yeah. Charles saying my phone is almost dead. Watch on TV. No more comments. Okay, we'll miss you. We'll miss you, Charles. 12 million people in the house. So anyway, all right. So yes, our last live stream, what was that, Monday? A couple of days ago, if you're anywhere else in the world other than the Philippines. It's a couple of days ago, about 48 hours ago. I started talking about ASMR. And so I got a few emails back, right? And the emails were basically saying, Dan, where have you been? Everybody knows about ASMR. And then I started looking around, and I don't think she's here yet. LV is probably crawling out of bed right now. But if you go into LV Rose's channel, you can see that one of her videos did something like 1.5 or 1.6 million. I don't remember the exact number. The whole goal behind doing these short videos is to get 1 million, right? Because viral, the definition of viral, according to Wikipedia, is 1 million or more views. Well, for crying out loud, you got, I don't think I've ever even exceeded like 3.8K views on a short video. And right now, that's all that anybody seems to be watching. And when I went to other channels, I saw the dip. And so this is the summer dip. It's the calm before the storm. People aren't in there watching YouTube videos. They're out playing. It's summertime. They're out playing. School is out. They're enjoying their lives. Be kind to Ate Minnie, Dan. You are holding Minnie's hair back. That's true. That is absolutely true. Thanks so much, beautiful Daisy Lynn, for joining us. If you want a real treat, go into Daisy Lynn's channel and listen to that bird sing. Amazing. Superstar in the making, Daisy Lynn Castro. And her husband ain't a bad dude either. That's Trickster Castro. All right. So, yeah. So if there is a recession going on or inflation, you could not tell by how packed the disco was on a Tuesday night, for crying out loud. I mean, it was insane the way people were throwing money around. And so maybe that's where all the rich people hang out, is in Mango Square. Let's see. I think I have a short video that has gotten 6.5K. Well, Braggart, thanks a lot, Tim. Is it one of your walking street videos? So you can see that my toy newspaper boy was an epic failure that I put online yesterday, and timing is everything too. So I threw that out there prior to going over to the to go throw back a few 40s, as we say in Sacramento. And I don't even think it garnered 440 views exactly, but Marian Salonga is here. Thanks, Marian, for coming. I really appreciate your support. Mike is saying, that is the most important sign of love, holding back her hair. Of course it is. Of course it is. Yeah. Problem is, I don't have much hair to hold back. And so it is what it is. I mean, for crying out loud. I mean, I just could not believe it. I couldn't believe that people were shelling out for. They apparently had more money in their pocket than I had in mine, because they were shelling out for Jack Daniels. They were shelling out for. I mean, you name it. They weren't buying the house whiskey. No. And so I was thinking, God dang. So it reminded me that Marcos, in his State of the Union address, I was reading over what he had to say. I watched part of it, and I was impressed, quite frankly. I don't mind saying that I was impressed. Yeah. Well, so during the week, I mean, on a Tuesday night, they were spending money, for crying out loud. On a Tuesday night, can you imagine what it would be like if you came in there on the weekend? You probably couldn't even move, and everybody was having a good time. Well, yeah, you can go in there if you don't drink. You can go in there and they'll say 100 peso bottle of water. Yeah, Dan, I have breaking news. My work shift is changing again. Uh-oh. I I told you not to let that pretty gal past you. I warned you about that, Larry. They done kicked you off of that site. Just kidding, folks. Mm-mm. Just kidding. Charmaine is here. Larry Lee is saying he'll be working 3 p.m. to 11 Friday. Let's see, Monday through Friday. Oh man, that is a big change. That's a big change. Okay, Charles saying my phone's about dead. Damn, but gotta say, um, rum in the Philippines is the bomb. Anejo rum or anaho rum? How do you say that? I've heard that.
Anihoram.
What's it called?
Anihoram.
Animo rum, Minnie says.
Aniho.
Huh?
Aniho.
Aniho?
Ram.
Aniho rum is the way Ma'am Minnie is pronouncing it. How are you feeling? A little better?
You can stand up and like
Uh-oh.
feel down and
She says the room is spinning. So stay put. Stay put. Tim Desiak is saying it's raining there and we haven't gotten hit. In fact, the past week has been fairly dry, Tim. I don't know why. We're in Cebu. Maybe we're in the rain shadow of the big storm. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. So, anywho, Marcos, I'm about ready to say that he says, yeah, that they're starting to get inflation under control. And he reminded everybody that they are one of the fastest growing economies in all of Asia with about a 6%. Well, their target was about a 7, but it's going to be somewhere between a 6 and a 7. Larissa is hanging in there with us. Should I start my live stream an hour early instead of 8? That sounds like a great idea, actually. That sounds like a good idea, Larry. So there's no shortage, apparently, of ducats, of dollar bills or pesos in Cebu, especially at Mango Square. That's the whole thing. That's the whole story. I'm sticking to it. And Marcos validated that by saying that inflation is now down to 5.6%. So I wonder if they're getting their news feed from the United States. Because everybody knows rice is nice, but at twice the price. Yeah, rice is nice at twice the price. Everyone knows this. So, I don't know what to make of it. Hey, Joe from Vallejo, Buena Vista Dreamin' is in the house. Mike, how's it going? How's everything in the Bay Area? Is it still there? You haven't gotten hit by the big Napa earthquake, have you? Yeah. Have you seen any planes flying over your house, dropping iron and aluminum oxide on top of you or anything like that? I'd be interested in knowing that. Yeah, conspiracy theorists say that aliens are everywhere. So I want to talk about the alien invasion of the Philippines. But before I do that, I just would like for everybody to ponder something. You notice that we're in the news. We're getting hit left and right with all kinds of weirdness in the news, and so they're talking about wars and conflicts, and and there's even a lot of what do they call that? A lot of the news really doesn't make sense to me, and so I keep wondering, I keep pondering whether they're trying to get us to look somewhere else so we don't see the man behind the curtain, nor get curious as to where. We don't even get curious as to wanting to pull back the curtain. That's why I start wondering. Okay, so when you have all these stories flying back and forth, the economy is great, the economy is not. The banks are going bust, the banks are doing fine. It's daytime, it's nighttime. The sun's shining when it's raining. Don't look at that man behind the curtain. it's starting to bother me a little bit. I'm starting to think about it. I'm starting to think about it. So Mike is saying no, he hasn't seen any jets flying over dumping crap on top of his house. Let's see, Tim, I'll go as long as people want to stay in the chat. Dan, do you know if a Philippine spouse can receive spousal bennies from her USA husband when he dies? Yes, they have to have status as a U.S. They have to have status as a U.S. citizen. Is the bottom line. I think they could be. They have to have status, right? And so the best way to do it is to make sure that she's naturalized, and then everything will work out just fine, as it is going to work out for Mamini and I. Of course, here's the whole thing: if she doesn't have the 10 years or the 40 qualifying quarters of work under her belt by the time you decide to retire and bring her back to the Philippines, then what ends up happening is that she gets the aged benefit. So instead of getting, well, she could qualify for spousal under your Social Security, right? Survivor's benefits, but she'll have to weigh it against whether she would get more money per month if she waited and got aged benefits. And so that's the secret, you know. And in the case of Minnie, she'll have to wait till full retirement age, which in her case is age 67. She can take spousal benefits earlier, and that's the danger. You have to actually do the math on this, because Social Security is not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you which way to go, because they want you to take the lesser benefit. And so, Ma'am Minnie, if I go before she turns age 60, then at age 60 she can actually walk into the Social Security office and say, I want to get spousal benefits under my husband's name, you know, or I want to get, survivor's benefits under my husband's name at age 60. But if she waits till 62, then she gets, my understanding is she would get spousal benefits, right? But the best thing to do is to wait till age 67, because the longer she waits, the more the benefit will go up. And then she'll have a clear picture of which one to select in order to get the most money. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, but she has to be in the United States and have standing. I mean, the only way to get her standing is she has to go back to the US. Otherwise, then all you have is whatever money you saved, and if your pension has survivor's benefits. And so we're lucky enough that our pension does have survivor's benefits. So Ma'am Minnie would get 60% of my monthly benefit. She'd be entitled to the day after I pass away. So that's a really good thing, 60%. For the rest of her life, listen, that's why I've been mathing this out. If you combine these benefits between Social Security and, in this case, my retirement benefit, it turns out to be close to a $2 million retirement package. I mean, it's totally insane. And this is the reason why I keep worrying, saying, you know, this can't possibly last. It cannot possibly last. Hey, Nitban is in the house. Nitban and I, we've been chatting back and forth. He may not have been here, or maybe he's been lurking in the background, but Nitban and I have been chatting about a whole bunch of stuff. We think alike. We're like brothers from different mothers. That's how I view it. So anyway, by the way, anything we discuss here, Social Security wise, welfare wise, social services wise, is not to be taken as undeniable truth or undeniable fact. Do your own research, make your own decision based on your own circumstances. So, but I'm giving you the best that I got based on my own experience. News is BS clickbait just during the pot. Yeah. So they have all this stuff going on, you know, everything except the actual news. See, who gives a crap? I mean, there's so much alien invasion. Where's the evidence? Witness sightings. Where's the evidence? Where's the hard evidence? Show me the bodies. Show me the alien bodies. Do an alien autopsy and put that on TV. In other words, it seems to me that it's just about distraction. So when you have all these different kind of news stories hitting you all at once, then you have to start critically evaluating, why you're getting bombarded with useless information. And especially when they're telling you that all is right in the world and it's not. Everything's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. Everything is fine. The economy is great. It's Bidenomics or whatever they're calling it. Isn't that hilarious? Oh my gosh. I mean, the whole thing is just smoke and mirrors. And so, no. Listen, I know that anyone could get any job in the States, in any service sector, just about, including medical, because I had a friend who got a job working at UC Davis, which is the trauma center in Sacramento, and they had no background whatsoever in being a certified nurse's assistant or working the sonogram and doing this and doing that. And they trained her on the fly. They actually brought her into the hospital and said, and it started off like this, clean this up, empty that bedpan, mop that floor, blah, 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 blah. And the next thing you know, she's doing sonograms. America, what a country. So I know anybody at any time, they're so desperate for workers in services, just about any services, doesn't matter. You can find a job doing anything. The problem is, is it going to be a livable wage they're going to be paying you? And of course, the other thing I've talked about, probably that until you're sick of hearing it from me, is that you could work until the day you die, and I see nothing wrong with that. I know plenty of people that are still working, that are over the age of, they're 72, 75, and don't look a day over 40. So, and they're still working. Why not? Yeah. So, somebody told me once, I think she did. Yeah. The woman that I'm thinking of that's 70, in her 70s. Well, I raised my children first and then I went to work and I don't have enough, working time and blah, blah, blah. There are reasons why people work, but if it's needs based, so be it. But she loves what she does. She loves what she does. Crystals is here. Thank you, Crystals. Yeah, Minnie and I last night, we were talking about chicken eating hamburger, 5K views. Anyway, so you can go and get you could go and find work in the States at $15 an hour. But you'll have to work 3 of those jobs in order to equate a prevailing wage. That's my point. So I'm not sure, Tobias, if you want to put somebody through that, I wouldn't want to do it. So what you do is you just put a little bit of that retirement money or Social Security money aside for your intended, and you do the best that you can do. You start putting it away. So much of that money that you receive every month, you put away, and that's going to be the fund, first and foremost, to bury you with when you die, and then for the person you love to continue to exist after you're gone. That's the biggest gift. Yeah, Mike is saying at least a green card. Yeah, and he's right about that. So you need at least a green card. You have to have standing, I guess, is the better way of saying it. You have to have standing. But the green card, at the very least, you have to have. That would depend on how much more money they would get by waiting. Well, not well. See, here's the whole thing. In this case, I was speaking directly to Mam Minnie and our situation. Yeah, because she doesn't need to. She won't need the money. You see, that's the whole thing. She can. She has plenty in savings, and she has plenty in the. She has 60% survivor benefit off my pension, and that with her savings is plenty of money, and so she can wait till full retirement age. So yes, if you have the ability to wait till full retirement age 67, then I recommend that you do that. And so she does. For me, my full retirement age was 66 and 6 months, and I retired at age 65. And why? Why did I do that? Because my daddy told me to. Dad said, do your 20 like everybody else, and don't retire until you're at least 65. Of course, then he passes away. But the whole thing is that he was right about that. It worked out beautifully for me. It worked out just beautifully. So, but there's nothing wrong with working until I oftentimes threatened my boss. I said, I'm just gonna die right here in my desk. No one would ever know. Rigor mortis would have set in, and I'd be like this in front of my computer, hunched over just like I always am. No one would have walked by and say, hey, Dan, you okay in there? No one. They wouldn't have discovered that I had gone until the place started to stink up a little bit. They started to smell dead body, and then someone would say, hey, where's that dead animal smell coming from? And there would be Dan hunched over his computer. Tim is saying, if I were to get married, my wife would get nothing. Well, okay. Yeah, it sucks to be her, I suppose. Tim, I suppose it sucks to be her. The U.S. and the Philippines call immigrants aliens. Yes. It's an alien invasion. People say I'm a negative person. I tell them I am positive. Things are screwed. Exactly, Mike. That's why you and I get along so well. I know, do research, but how about if you have a kid? Can the kid get? Yes. Let's say that you have a kid, right? That's underneath, 17 or 18 years of age. One of the best things that I know, that because of my beliefs anyway, that don't stop populating the planet, repopulate, have as many kids as you want, right? But so because of that, I would say that once you're retired, so this is how it works in the U.S. Once you're retired, if you go and you have a baby with your intended, with your bride, then or your girlfriend, it doesn't really matter, and you register all that at the U.S. Embassy, then that kid will start getting that survivor. That kid will start getting that $1,000 per month, right? And so it's a good thing. But now, I want to caution you about that also. I want to say this: certain countries, like Norway, no longer allow that. They have to spend at least 2 years in residence before the parent, the mom, would have. In this case, the mom would have to spend 2 years in residence in Norway in order to guarantee that the continued payments of Social Security. So you get those benefits for the kid in the United States almost immediately, and it's done all through the embassy in Manila, from what I understand. Princess Sarah's in the house. Thank you, Princess Sarah, for coming. I opened up naked massage therapy spot today. 8 ladies called for appointments. They asked for a picture naked. I told them I'm not naked. The client is. My grandfather worked a job until he was in his early 80s, only retired because they were going to lay someone off. So he retired, went out, bought a pickup truck, and hauled things for people. That sounds like a beautiful life to me. That sounds like a beautiful life. There was a guy, there was a columnist. I can't remember his name. He was a daily columnist who's since passed away, who used to say that you give me a pickup truck, an old pickup truck, and I will show you how to make $50,000 per year. You show me the pickup truck, you give me the pickup truck, and I'll go make 50,000 a year. And I can't remember what his name was. Maybe one of you can remember who wrote that column when he talked about that. And so, of course, people did go out there. They listened to him. He had that kind of influence. He went out and got the pickup truck, or a lot of people did, and then you couldn't make 10,000 a year with the truck because everybody was doing it. It's like everybody going to the flea market once they discovered that you could sell knockoff videos or T-shirts. You know, once they discover you're making money, then all of a sudden nobody can make any money because everybody's doing it. But it worked for a while, and I appreciated him doing that. He says all his benefits stopped. Oh, they can't wait to get rid of you, right, Tim? Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, Tim, I hear you want to keep the love flowing. Exactly. The biggest benefit the wife gets when I die is that I'm gone. That's a huge benefit, though, right? Right, Mike? Hey, Joe, that's a huge benefit. Pamela's here. Good morning, Pam. Thanks for coming. Princess Sarah is hanging in there with us. Larry Leah said, Dan, my father told me that he could receive Social Security benefits until we reached 21 if we were going to college. Yeah, I think that rule still applies. I think it's 21 if you're going to college and otherwise 18. So, you know, Tobias, if you're planning on having kids, go have 2 or 3. And then your wife is set until they reach age 18, or if they, I don't know how the college thing would work, but probably Larry is probably right about that. And they can continue to get benefits until they go to college. And so, you know, one kid, 2 kids is better. One kid is great. That'll give her plenty of money to survive and possibly even thrive on when you're gone. So you guys put it together. And I don't know. I've often thought, someone told me that it works the same way for adoption. That once the adoption is complete, it also works the same way. That you get benefits for the adopted child. But not in Norway unless you establish residency. See, that's why all this stuff requires careful research. Yeah. Don't try this at home without consulting the professionals. Mm-hmm. So, Mammy and I, we're going through this stuff, with the rules. I mean, we're Balik Bayan, right? We're Balik Bayan. And so you don't have to, people are saying, Dan, you don't need any kind of visa. You just leave the country once a year, you come back. You don't have to get criminal clearance. You don't have to do anything other than say hi or bye. And right now the law basically says it's each and every time you enter the country together. It's another year. They just stamp your passport. Year. And listen, I've got relatively new passport. It's only like 2 years old. I renewed it before we left. And so, Minnie, same thing. She has a 10-year passport. We really don't have to. We could live here 10 years without even worrying about anything that has to do with visas for me. It's only that little thing. What happens if your YouTube channel takes off and you want to make money off of it? Well, I still probably won't. That's the whole thing. I know it's difficult for some people to accept, but I'm not that interested in the whole monetization thing. Tobias is saying, I have a life insurance policy too. I just want that residual income coming to her. Yeah. I'm I'm not sure you can announce that you're going to have a kid for the sake of collecting Social Security. That might be a federal crime that you're committing. Conspiring to commit a crime by defrauding Social Security out of their $1,000 per month. That was me who said it, by the way. That wasn't Tobias. That was me. He was just asking the question. I was just answering it and joking around. Someone said that he puts money into a Philippines retirement fund for his wife. So hope. Oh yeah, that's the other way. Thank you, Larry, for reminding me. The other way is that you contribute you contribute how many thousand pesos every month? Do you remember what it is that you have to contribute? There's a maximum. So any Filipino that has a birthright here in the Philippines can contribute to their Social Security fund here, and that at age 60 they can draw it out. So that's the other plan. Once Minnie gets her Philippine citizenship back, because she's not yet 50, because she has to have at least 40 qualifying quarters or 10 years of contributions before she can start drawing. And those contributions have to be made before she turns age 60. So this is why her getting her citizenship back is very, very important. So that she can apply, and then we could start making those contributions so that she gets the guaranteed return once she turns age 60 here in the Philippines. Mine is 10 years too. 2 years old, you can go to Manila and get a new one. Yeah, you can do all that stuff in Manila. They have certain days of the week that they handle Social Security issues, passport issues, things like that. Larry's saying, I'm renewing my passport right now. Perfect timing. Mike, married. Would be nice if you monetize and the money would go to charity registered in the Philippines, but you didn't have to do taxes. Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice. That would be the only reason why I would monetize it, but it's complicated, you know. In fact, I think I mentioned that I saw Mike from Mike's retirement journey in Ayala the other day, and I should have actually stopped him to talk to him because he was alone. Looked like he was shopping, but I didn't want to disturb the man. I don't know what he was doing, but I didn't want to go up to him. I'm a fan. Can you sign my shirt, please? You know, can you sign my left nipple, please? But he's on an expedition. You know, he's asking all those questions. You know, Paul at World Zoom shook everybody up pretty good. You know, when he said, "Hey, they're going to come find you, all you guys that are making money on YouTube," and I think it is problematic. I think there's something to it. You know, it's because there's no written rules for this. Like in Thailand, they're working on it, but they have a thing there where they don't bother the digital nomads or the YouTuber as of yet, because they're doing the calculations right now. How much tax money are we missing out on? Because we're not taxing, and a lot of it has to do with how much time you spend in the country. For example, if it turns out, Larry's killing me. If it turns out that your home base is the Philippines and you spend the majority of your time here, hell yes. If I'm the tax collector, I'm coming after you for the taxes. But if you're on a tourist visa, or you earn even one stinking dollar, this is how Dan feels about it, right? And this is why when the first check was getting ready to be cut for my YouTube channel, I said, nope, don't send me. I'm demonetizing my channel. They were like, but we got this $100 check. They're waiting for you. No, I go, I'm demonetizing it, you know, and so I won't be collecting up that money. Cha Ram is here. Welcome, Cha Ram. So it's because it is problematic, and that is because if you're on a tourist visa and you earned one stinking dollar from work, and they find out, it's different if you're moving around. If you're moving, and I think a lot of people know this, if you're moving around and you're not spending any more than what's allowed on your entry visa. So you come to the Philippines, you get the 30 days. You're from the USA. And then you're out, and then your next country is Cambodia, and you spend a month there. Your next country is Kuala Lumpur. They allow you to spend 3 months there. The next one is Thailand. They allow you to spend a month there. So if you're doing that, then there's no issue. See, because your home base is most likely, if you're from the U.S., your home base is most likely from the U.S. But if you're working on a tourist visa and all your videos are about the Philippines, and you've set up shop in Dumaguete, and Dumaguete is your home base, everything that you do is Philippines based. Don't you guys think? I mean, you tell me, should you not be responsible for paying taxes? So people always want to point to that law that says, income derived from sources in the United States are not taxable by treaty. All income derived by sources in the United States are not taxable by treaty. Everybody always wants to say that. I said, yes, it's true. It's not revenue recovery people. It's not those people you have to deal with. It is immigration, who says that if you even earn $1 as a working person in the Philippines, you have violated your visa. And here are the consequences. See, people are getting it all mixed up. They're getting it all mixed up. So Mike, he's a smart guy. Mike knows that there's this conflict. It's a dilemma. That revenue recovery said, no, everything is fine. You're okay. And next thing you know, you have immigration people showing up at your house saying, we've come to get you. We're holding you for deportation. That's problematic. See, that's problematic. So now you see, it's too complicated for a simple guy like me to want to have to deal with. And I don't need the money. Most of these guys that are doing these vlogs, they need the money. Otherwise, they wouldn't have monetized their channel. Come on, let's be real. You can't have a guy up there saying, no, I'm donating all the money to science. That doesn't happen. Come on, you guys. That does not happen. Look at what happened in Thailand to Retired Working for You. When he started doing charitable work, they came after him and said, no, you can't do that. And he corrected it immediately by partnering up with a licensed charitable organization to raise money for, which he can do. See, he doesn't have any decision-making power whatsoever in how that money is spent. Let's see. Tobias said, saw a video of a regular guy. He was asking women to show their boobs, and at one point it looked like he went to pull her top down. He's going to end up like the dude from Germany. It was wild. You know what? And I think I mentioned in the last live that I caught glimpses of a person that I would not associate myself with in real life, in everyday life. And so why would I associate with him? Why would I be watching his YouTube channel, contributing to his income so he can continue going around the country? Listen, I'm not going to make any kind of suggestions or make any accusations about what I think might be going on with him. But I think this, right? And it's okay for me to say this. I think he's a sick fuck, and that's what I think. That's what I think about that guy. And so I came to that conclusion, not just like that through observation. It was basically through observation. But listen, he did not deceive you, because if you go back in his early videos and you carry him forward, he pretty much lays it out that he's a sicko. So anyway, no, I would not predict, nor would I wish harm on him. No, because I could be really wrong about this guy in my beliefs, but I don't have to watch his channel and contribute to his success, right? Yeah. So Tim is saying, I know a vlogger who will never monetize his channel. He doesn't need or want the money. Yeah, and that's where I'm at with it. You know, I think it's just too complicated. I don't want to have to deal with it. Paying taxes here, paying taxes in the United States, tax, tax, tax. But Mike has the best suggestion. And that was that you can get all the right paperwork so that you can contribute it to charity or whatever I have to do. But I wouldn't go out and solicit money for charity. I just would donate whatever my income was that was derived from YouTube. I would donate it to charity, and not any charitable organization, which I had a say in what they do with the money. I would just give it, give it to the church, give it to the charitable organization. Let's see, you're the only foreigner I watch after Chris. The rest are Filipinos. Oh, Chris, I did want to mention this. So if you haven't done so, I encourage you to go back and watch Chris and Sabu's, the early videos. I think, Larry, probably you've already done it because that's what you do. And then you really like Chris a lot more. I mean, I already liked him, but you like him 10 times more exponentially by watching the earlier videos. You just go, man, Chris is just one nice, amazing dude. And so he's the polar opposite of regular guy. So I know, here's the whole thing. I was wrong about him in my initial assessment of him. That's all. I decided, or maybe I'm not. I mean, it's my own opinion, right? That I'm sharing with you. And that is that, and Tobias is saying, I knew probably from the very beginning that regular guy wasn't playing with a full deck. Yeah, I know you mentioned that several times, and I should have reserved judgment. Usually I'm pretty good about waiting, usually I'm pretty good about reserving judgment before, before I make a statement about that. But the most recent videos are quite disturbing. The most recent one, first of all, who takes ferries and buses from Manila all the way down through Samar, through Leyte, into where a couple of the islands, right? Who does that? And then only visits a couple of cities. So the agenda clearly was not showing people, oh, look at the things you can see when you travel. Look at this city here. Look at this, blah, blah, blah. Look at these famous sites. 123 Taro is saying Filipino P landed in JFK this morning. Wow, New York City. She must have a bow there or something. I mean, the things that are in New York. I lived there, as most people know, Long Island for a year, and upstate New York for about a year. And of course, Larry is in the area that I used to live in when I was upstate, near the town of Colony. But I don't see the allure of New York City other than you go to Times Square, you go to the 2 or 3 story McDonald's, you do all that stupid stuff, the Empire State Building, you climb up the Statue of Liberty, and you go to Battery Park and try and buy a Bolex watch. You got the guy comes up just like in the movies with the jacket, opens it up and says, "Want a Bolex?" It's pretty fun. I mean, when you've done all the fun stuff, taking the boat down the Hudson River and all that, all I could say is the best thing is save your money for Paris, like Mel Jean Salon. By the way, I don't watch Mel Jean anymore either, and the reason why I don't watch Mel Jean is, she's a terribly insecure person, and Filipina P is a much more grounded and secure person, but I don't know. if I have to spend my time watching insecure people, I'll just turn on my own videos and watch them. Crystal's Adventure. Oh my goodness gracious. Princess Sarah's hanging in there with us. I do appreciate it so much. Oh, she said she wants to tour small town America. That's what you do. I've heard her to visit my place in the mountains of Pennsylvania. Yeah, I'll bet you did, Charles. I keep threatening to show the communications that went back and forth between the Filipina P and I in the early days. I mean, in the first couple of videos, you know, I was like, oh, this gal's going to be a superstar. I want to latch on to her, you know. So, yes. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And so her ex-beau, right, Romy Hogan, I really like that guy. Talk about a guy who's really sure of himself, right? When people ask, do you like Mel Jean's nose, right, he deflects it basically by answering that, saying that, listen, if you feel comfortable doing it, do whatever you want. It's your life to live, and he's right about that. He gave a beautiful answer. I can see it in regular guys' eyes from the start. Anyone with that look is freaking scary. Oh, you're thinking that he's a serial killer or an axe murderer. Is that what you're saying, Tobias? No, I don't think that's what you're saying, and I don't think that's what I'm saying either, by the way. Dan, be honest, you wouldn't just watch, you could just watch my videos. What? I never detect that in any of your videos, but you're walking down the street, showing people your apartment, showing the park, showing the car show in Colony. Yeah, so Nitban, the nose job or what is that? Botox, is that what it is? When you inject the lips and the nose and you do all this stuff. That's you know, that really tells a story about how insecure you are. I mean, it really tells a story about how, in my opinion, you dislike, you know, what God gave you. And look at all of us. Are we hiding anything? Oh wait, I am. Oh dang! You know what? You know what? We got to talk since everybody brought it up about since you brought it up, Nitban, about her nose job. About I don't think she got plastic surgery. I think she just got it, you know, she got the Botox. She probably has to get it done like once or twice a month, right? But let's talk about the hat. All right, this is a little bit interesting. What drove me to look this up is something that my wife said to me, and so I decided that, you know, initially I was dismissive, and then I said, oh, my wife might be onto something. Let me see if I can find this article. It's about wearing a hat. Okay, so what I put into the search engine is wearing a hat is dangerous. And so we're talking about insecurities now. Mel Jean's nose job and Dan wearing a hat and wearing these blue blockers. These actually are functional, though. You see, that's the difference. Okay, so let me talk about the hat thing. All right, an excessively tight hat can decrease blood flow to the hair follicles and scalp, which could cause stress and cause your hair to fall out. You could experience gradual hair loss or traction alopecia if you wear a very tight hat daily. All right, so that covers tight hats. So what happens if you wear a loose hat? How about what happens if you just wear a hat too much? All right, what happens if you wear a hat too much? The same thing, right? So it's not only if it's too tight. That's obvious, right? That it's going to clog up those. It's going to create a barrier if the hat is too tight, and the follicles have no place to go, so they go underneath the skin. So, man, Minnie, she gets in there with her tweezer, and she goes, "Holy smokes!" She goes, "Your head." She goes, "Along the hat line is you're all clogged up. You know, you've got hair follicles that are growing underneath the skin. So Thank goodness I have Ma'am Minnie who cares about me, and she goes in there and she starts yanking them all out. And of course, a lot of you know that I've been waiting on that medicated shampoo, which finally arrived, and I've been using that. And so that is very, very helpful. And so now I have to make a decision about the hat. And so I think I will stop wearing the hat during the daytime or loosen it up a little bit, but it keeps flying away in the jeepney. It keeps flying away. Tobias is saying, I think he's still talking about regular guy here. He's a major bipolar, depressed kind of guy. That's well said. I sense that he's a major bipolar, depressed kind of guy. His eyes show he is unstable. That's what I mean. Oh, okay. Listen, I think you need to private message me later, and I'll share what I think is going on with him. We can't do it here. We'll get sued. Yes. Let's see. Tarl and Crystals has an adventurous conversation going on. Yeah. Hey, true confessions will be made here on the Dan channel. True confessions will be made. Okay, the truth is, wearing a hat every day can have some negative effects on your hair and scalp. Different article. First, wearing a hat every day can cause your scalp to sweat. Dun, dun, dun. Sweaty scalp. Which can lead to irritation and even fungal infections. Oh, fungal. Oh, fungal infections. This can cause dandruff and other scalp conditions, which can ultimately affect the health of your hair. Okay. Tobias is saying, yes, bald caps make you bald. You still go bald with any hat. That's what I'm thinking, that's kind of what I'm thinking. If you wear any hat, so look, I have very, very little hair. And now, so see down the middle right here, towards the back, right. And I'm not a comb over or fold over kind of guy. I'd rather just cut all the hair off and just plain go bald. But Nidbam points out an important point. It saves you from UV rays. And as everybody knows, we got a lot of them down here in the Philippines, and Australia being the worst. So we're down under, for crying out loud. When you start getting down under, then the UV rays are hitting the correct me if I'm wrong, the South Pole, right? The equator, the South Pole. By the way, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this for a moment, right? The climate here in the Philippines has been very temperate here in Cebu. It kind of is making me nervous. People keep coming up to me saying, Dan, it's the rainy season. It's the rainy season. And I'm going, where's the rain? Where's the rain? Instead, I'm walking out. It's humid some days it's not, right? It's almost like the perfect time to visit the Philippines because it's so cool. It has been so cool here in Cebu. I don't know what's going on, Crystals in Pangasinan or Tobias. I don't know what's going on where you're at, or Princess Sarah, Anna May. I can only speak to what's going on here in Cebu. So, but Naomi, I don't think she's in the chat today, but she was saying that in Facebook, I think she pointed out that it was very, very windy and it was a hot wind. Yesterday was a bit peculiar here. It was a bit peculiar. So we were getting hit with these winds that were pretty strong, and they were warm. It was like someone turned on a heater, and then they were blowing hot air. They were blowing hot air. It felt just like a heater. It's the weirdest thing. And so, is this climate change? What's happening here? What is happening here? This isn't the Philippines that I remember. It really isn't. So I don't know what to make of it. I don't know what to make of it. By the way, Crystal, just subscribe to your channel. Yay! Hooray! Ah, Charles saying, Crystal, have a room for whoever decides to visit. That's nice of you. Tim Deziak, Dan, are you a trendsetter? You have reversed a mohawk. I'd rather just cut it all off, but I'm thinking that that will just increase the chance of getting more ingrown hairs. You know, I could be wrong about that. I don't know, but it seems to me like it might be a tad more irritating, you know, to do it that way. But I don't know. I'm just a man. I'm just a man. Yes, yes, godlike, but I'm just a man. Oh, yeah. Yep, we have to go with Copico Black today. Yeah, we have to go with Copico Black. All right, so we have 13 million in the house, and we're talking about the alien invasion. Okay, so we're done with the hat talk. Yeah, we're done with hat talk. Is it bad for your hair to wear a hat? One more. The answer is okay. Now here's the other side. Here's the other side. Is it bad? Because Nibban, as he pointed out, it saves you from the UV rays. It helps a lot. Dan, whatever you do, don't get rid of the mustache. You look like Magnum PI. Okay, the stash stays. The porn stash stays. Is it bad for your hair to wear a hat? And here's my answer. The answer is almost always no. Factors that damage your hair include the kind of hat you're wearing, how often you wear hats, the environment in which you wear it. Overall, consensus says that wearing hats, whether you wore baseball cap or a new beanie, will not cause hair loss or hair thinning. So there's the other side of it. Tobias saying, I'm in Chicago with the lower, oh yeah, that's right. We're the lower 80s and been dry here. She might take you up on your offer of staying there, right? And then there's another article, the pros and cons of wearing a hat. Oh, but this is a female. So the first thing she says is they're an immediate outfit upgrade. Fancy that. Because, you know, it does make for a decent prop, because you can always do this. You can do this. You can do this. See? You can do all kinds of things with a hat. You can toss the hat in the ring. The bad, which happened to me, where the jeepney had to stop a moment for me to retrieve my hat, is if it's at all windy, they will fly off your head, resulting in you running after them like an idiot. That was me. So he was looking, he was paying attention, and the hat flies off, goes rolling down the street. He stops and he backs up. Oh man, go retrieve your hat wearer. Very nice driver. Oh, okay. So we're done with that. But now listen, something else it reminded me of, though. You know, one thing leads to the next. Jeeps. So there was a big strike in Manila the other day, right? During the national State of the Union address by Marcos, your president of the Philippines. And here's the problem that I see, you know, and I think it's very, very sad. I think the whole thing is sad, because if you haven't figured me out, I'm pro-labor. I will always be pro-labor. It has to do with the way that I was raised. And so there were a lot of valuable lessons that my daddy taught me. But here's the whole thing. Unfortunately, you know, Manila is dealing with a lot of pollution issues, and pollution is not good for health. And I noticed this happening in Cebu because there was less resistance of it here in Cebu. They didn't resist. And that is that the municipalities are taking over the transportation system here. And if you ask me, the jeepney system is the best system in the entire world. It actually works. Jeeps go down the main streets. They go north, south, east, west. I don't know how they figure out who gets to drive a Jeep down the main drag, but maybe it's a franchise thing, where they allow so many per day to go north, south, east, west on the main thoroughfares. But in Cebu, the white elephant is showing up. The white jeepneys are showing up. They are, some of them are all electric, some of them are natural gas, some of them are diesel pushers, but in any event, they have less polluting, into the atmosphere. And so, how can I say that I don't believe in cleaning up the air here in the Philippines? So what are you going to do? So there's got to be some kind of way that they can, but they don't want to. See, the whole thing is the municipalities, they want to control the transportation. They want it to look like just the way it does in the States, except that it works. So in other words, the way they're approaching it, I think, is beautiful. One by one, as these jeepney drivers fall out, it's through attrition, right? It's through attrition. Basically, when a jeepney driver falls out, when they no longer come to work anymore, a white bus shows up to take its place. See, and then so you'll have one Jeep coming by going to Ayala, and then the next one will be a white bus. It'll look like a Jeep, but it's white, and it's a non-polluting, or it's got catalytic converters on it if it's a diesel pusher. So the whole thing is that they're trying to alleviate the pollution in the major cities, and Cebu has a jump on it because there wasn't the kind of resistance that there was in Manila, or there has been in Manila. And it's sad. The whole thing is sad, but there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way that they can make this work by franchising those routes out to those jeepney drivers. I don't know, but the whole thing is that I'm saying it again. It's the best, or one of the best transportation systems in the world or any place I've ever been. Equal to Thailand, and Thailand has the BTS. And so I know it's weird saying it like this, right? But even though Thailand is modernized and they have the BTS system and everything, I could tell you that I like the Philippines transportation system a little bit better. I just like it better, because you can get a Jeep going. It's easy to understand how the system works. So anyway, Nipan is saying, in my town, the public transport is Toto. It's like a tuk-tuk, runs on battery, carries 4 passengers, and is really cheap. And so there should have been an in-between option like that, Nipan. There should have been some kind of option to allow them the opportunity to convert to battery powered, or some other method. But these are generational, family-owned businesses, multi-generational. And so their father most likely was a driver. The father's father was most likely a driver. The father's father's father was most likely riding people around in a rickshaw, type device. And so history repeats itself, where we start off with non-polluting vehicles, and then we got to polluting vehicles, and now we're going back to non-polluting vehicles. So I'd like you to consider that, but it's a sad state of affairs. I have no answer for it. There should have been some kind of an opportunity where the city didn't have to take over the transportation system 100%. But if you see these white buses going around, right, they're everywhere now here in Cebu. They have the city sticker on them, the city of Cebu, And then they have terminals everywhere. IT Park, Ayala, everywhere that anybody's going, right? Robinson's Galleria, Seaside. You can get from point A to point B easily enough if you don't want to have to spend the money on a 40 peso flag drop taking the taxi. So they should paint the new gypsies to look more like the old ones. They won't though, because see, the influence of the West is here. You know, they want to do away with it. I don't know. They want to make sure everybody knows who's in charge. Tobias saying, Dan, I choose a poor girl from the province of San Fernando. She's 31, never married, no kids, no parents. So I'm all she has, and I must make sure she'll be taken care of when I die. Good for you, dang it. Good for you. That's what you should be doing. And San Fernando, is that San Fernando Pampanga? Is that San Fernando, the other San Fernando in Cebu? Oh, that's San Fernando near Cebu. That's why you're flying into Cebu. All right, talk amongst yourself, guys, while I go, and I got to go and get a cup of coffee. I shall return momentarily. Talk amongst yourselves. So let's see. What else was I going to tell? Oh, the Indian invasion. So uh, culturally, the Philippines is closer to U.S. Western culture, in my opinion, other than American enclaves that exist in Mexico. But the Philippines is way down the list of, it's way down the list of retirement destination. There are a whole bunch of different places that are higher up on the list. And Americans aren't, I don't believe, the number one immigrant to the Philippines. So if there anybody in here that was thinking that the U.S. or Americans were the number one, then I think you need to reorient yourself. By the way, we just had an American move in here. He's my neighbor. We haven't introduced ourselves to each other. I just saw him walking by, and then I was talking to the manager. He said, "Yeah, we have a new American with his beautiful girlfriend that moved into the building a couple of doors down from you, and he's going to be here long term." And then we started talking, and there's other stuff going on in this building. They're setting up a call center on the 8th floor, and it's going to be a type of call center where they live and work on that floor. So the employees will actually be living in the apartments, and then they're setting up the office that connects to the living quarters right on the 8th floor, one floor up. So all right, let's see who are what the numbers show. immigrants to the Philippines? Immigration to the Philippines. How many immigrants are there in the Philippines? And by the way, these numbers are not accurate because they're dated. There's a total population. We know this number it can't be right. It's too low. With a total population of 218,500 international migrants as of 2019, a net migration in 5 years prior to a negative 335,800. The Philippines continues to be a country of immigration rather than immigration. Immigration? Who's writing this? Why do people migrate? Cost of living compared to other countries. Cost of living in the Philippines is low. This is especially true if you reside in the province where rates are lower compared to the city. So, but I'm looking more for the statistics, though, of what percentage of the population are American, what percentage are Australian and the like, Chinese, South Korean. Tobias says Dan, she is in Pampanga, San Fernando. I'm bringing her to Cebu. I'll rent a place there, and I think one in Coron. Oh, okay. Coron is so nice. And Larry said, Danny, just asked Google and said that USA is number one, China's second, Japan. No, it can't be. Sorry, I reject it. I reject it, Larry. I mean, I'd be really surprised if the number one immigrants to the Philippines are Americans, because I don't see any around. I see more Australian and more people from Norway, Germany, Europe, other European countries, a lot of Russian. So how old is your data? Who are the highest immigrants in the Philippines? Oh, that's where you're looking. Okay, so, but I don't know what this data, I don't know how old this data is, but Larry's right. It's saying United States is number one with 29,972. China a close second with 28,705. So, but I just found the numbers for 2003. China's number one with 59, Korean second with 39, and Americans 26,000. But you know something? Okay, very good job, Larry. Thank you very much. Hey, but you know something? I don't think those are accurate numbers, and I can't give you a reason why I don't think that they're accurate. I just can't, because for one thing, I would say that for Americans retiring here in the Philippines, the number you would think would be larger. Because you have something like, let's look at how many people are leaving the United States and retiring overseas. So you would ask that question, Google, the number of retirees living overseas, or ask the question a little bit better than I can, and then give me those numbers if you're willing to look it up. Okay, so check this out. So you're telling me there's nearly 450,000 people who received their Social Security benefits outside the U.S. at the end of 2021, up from 307,000 in 2008, according to Social Security Administration. So you're telling me that out of those 450,000 people, that only 26,000 are Americans headed here. And then, so where are the rest? That's the question that I'm posing. Where are the rest? Means, so you have the Harvey Law Group here. That's the next thing down. Millions of Americans are retiring abroad. Millions, it says, not 450,000. It's saying millions. So the Social Security gave you a number of 450,000. And this Harvey Law Group here says the Social Security Administration recently stated that the number of Americans drawing their benefits overseas grew from 413,000 to 760,000 the last 3 years. So you see why I have issue with the 26,000 number or even the 30,000 number. However, even that substantial growth is an underestimate, as many retirees deposit their funds in U.S. banks but draw the cash overseas. That's me. I actually don't draw it overseas. I actually draw it in the United States and have it sent overseas. These withdrawals in any case are not visible to the SSA. While less precise, the State Department estimates that 9 million Americans live abroad, and experts suggest that 5 million of these have retired abroad, or 12% of the nation's 45 million retirees. And that's the number that I believe is closer to the truth. That's a hell of a lot of people. 5 million people of these have retired abroad, or 12% of the nation's 45 million retirees are having a good old time. And then you're telling me they're not having a good old time in the Philippines. So where are they going? The Caribbean, Grenada, Portugal, Thailand. Portugal is 57% cheaper than in an American city, costing a little over $500 per month. So there's the $500 per month budget, right? That we've been looking for. Des is here. Hi, Des. Anime is hanging in there with us. Sek Bucci is in the house. Girly Sen is here. So Portugal's 21%. Let's see. The overall cost of living is also less than America by 34% in Portugal, 21% in Grenada, and 43% in Thailand. So there's got to be more than 26,000 people retiring here. See, that's the point I'm trying to make. If you have 5 million living abroad, they're not all going to Mexico. They're not all just going down to Mexico and retiring. That would be insane. Mexico is not that cheap of a place to live. As a lot of people think that it's the olden days. It's not. Things have changed here in the Philippines over 20 years. It's gotten more expensive. Okay, so Mexico's number one, Larry says, Canada and the United Kingdom. But Canada is not a cheaper place to live, and neither is the United Kingdom. So, you have to look at, but I believe Mexico is, in fact, number one. In fact, I believe those stats, but it's not because of cost of living. It has to do with something else. It probably has a lot more to do with proximity to the United States and access to services in the event that something happens and then you need to get help in a hurry. And then all you have to do is jump on a plane or get in a car, and you're a 3-hour journey away from your where you can use your Medicare. So that's what I'm thinking. Thailand is considerably safer than the United States at 103rd, and Portugal at 6th is one of the safest countries in the world. There are exceptions, but in most main countries for retirees, personal security is similar to or better than in the United States. And this source right here is Harvey Law Group, HLG. And so they must be in the business of helping people retire abroad. So, I find this to be very, very interesting. What are the top countries to live in after retirement? Now, in general, we're talking where do most retirees live? And they're talking globally, I believe, right? We're talking globally. We're not talking about just Americans. We're talking about Europeans, Canadian, everybody, right? Here are the 25 best countries for comfortable retirement. Of course, United States is always going to be on top, number one. Ariane Manalao is here. Abby is in the house. Sekbuchi, Crystals, everybody hanging in there. All right, so yes, the Philippines is a very, very nice, apparently undiscovered country still to migrate to if you're looking at these stats, but they're hard. It's hard for me to swallow those. That's the point I'm trying to make. You go in there and you look for you can get 10 different answers in a heartbeat. I'm so afraid to collect my SS in the Philippines. I will keep my bank in the States and use my debit card or transfer funds to my girl's bank. Yes, that's the way to do it. But check this out. Yeah, I really appreciate you sharing that. Just want to advise you that it'll be easier to move money around shortly. And Tim Desiak knows what I'm talking about. Or he may not believe that it's going to happen so quickly, but it is, Tim. It is. It's happening really, really fast. And that is that, folks, retail banking is going away. They're gonna get you to start using apps. The reason why they want you to do this is because, okay, let's see, Tarl, thanks for stopping by, and we really appreciate you being here today. Thank you. We'll see you next time. The truth of the matter is that retail banking is going away. If you've gone into a bank in the United States, any of the majors, Bank of America, Citibank, Wells Fargo, you go in there, there's nobody there to help you. It's because they're shifting over to wealth management because that's where they make the money. Larry is saying Western Hemisphere, 40%, 26% move to Europe, 14% head to East Asia. Okay, 14% of 5 million is how many people? See what I'm saying? So it's way more than 26,000, right? So Nitban was making a point, earlier about maybe they're not that great. I don't know if Nitban was inferring this, but we have to see how they're tracking the immigrants. What is the definition of an immigrant? That would be the other thing. So Crystal is saying, so retired people, they go around the globe to live their lives. Yeah, because it's too expensive in the States. But if you have money, there's no better place to retire than probably the United States, because you have all these comforts. You have all these creature comforts. Yes, it's almost time for Bavarian cream. So the whole thing is here, folks, is that retail banking, where you go in, like you're going into a Walmart or something, like you're going into an S&R, those are going away because they don't want to hire people in order to service your account, and they make more money on wealth management, which is fee-based. Every transaction you make, there's a charge. In retail banking, we wouldn't stand for it. And so if they still want your deposits, and then they can't charge you a fee. And so they don't want to support retail stores any longer. They don't want to support a retail bank storefront any longer. I went to Citibank in Sacramento, and there was nobody there. I had to knock on the door. During regular banking hours, there was nobody there. And the gal came to the door, and she kept pointing at the ATM machine, saying, use that, use that. And I'm looking at her like, I need to come in here and get my money. I need to come in here and get my money. I can't get it out of that stupid machine. Laurice is here. And so she finally opens the door and she says, they're on lunch break. Who's on lunch break? Well, it's just me and one teller. I said, who are you? She says, I'm the assistant branch manager. I'm like, what is going on with you people? She goes, this is the way we're conducting business nowadays. This is the way we do it. We if you want something, go use your online app. Go to your laptop, go to your computer at home, go to your phone. Don't bother me. I'm busy. I got investors to do business with. Do you want to make an appointment to see me? Jesus Christ. So, but you'll still be able to drop the money in. Just be careful, like you said, how you withdraw it and how you transfer it. So right now, I'm sure I create an event every time we send money. Every time my son sends money over to Minnie's bank account, I'm sure that it creates one of those events. My name ends up, or somebody's name ends up on one of the computer sheets. 1 million, something like 800,000 or 1 million of these things every single year. And so they want to be able to track you and control you through the apps. It makes sense to me. Don't fight it. There's no use fighting it. It's coming. It's coming in our lifetime. I know it's wishful thinking. It's wishful thinking to think that we'll be able to delay this from happening. I don't believe so. No, I'm using apps all day long anyway, right now. For example, Gcash. I transfer Gcash every day to somebody or some entity paying my electric bill, the gas bill, stuff like that. Lower cost of living, Crystal says, why? You had it all. Spend it. You deserve it. After all, and you should spend the money. Keeping the money around doesn't make any sense to me. It shouldn't make any sense to you. Besides, that's not the Filipino way. I'm turning Filipino, for crying out loud. If you have it in your pocket, go spend it. Don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow it'll never come, because when it's tomorrow, it's today. So I hope I'm not saying anything alarming, that will chase one of you 14 million people in the chat away. But hey, guys, did I see that Cess Tilland is in Cebu? Did I see her post a picture of herself standing on the terraces of Ayala? Cess, if you're in the BG, or if you're here, tell me if you're here or not. We'd like to meet up with you. That would be fun. That would be a riot. So yesterday we had to run down to Ayala again. Why did we have to go down there? I don't know. I think we were buying bedding or something. Remember, I was telling you that we carry around our own sheets and stuff like that. We need to get a top sheet, and so we end up going down to Metro, which is attached to Ayala. And then I noticed, I was playing with my phone. I was working my phone, and I saw that Cess had posted a picture of her out there in the terraces of Ayala Center Mall, and so I ran, I'm running out there. Cess out there. I looked around, didn't see Cess. Ran into just about everybody else, but I didn't see Cess there. Yeah, the crystals, the dollar strong there, plus, and thus for us, a low cost of living. I pay $600 or $30K for a 1-bedroom. There, I can get a 3 or 4 bedroom house for the same amount. Yeah, with the lower cost of living, we could have a better life. Tim is saying, yes, Cess was in Cebu. I don't know if she is still there. Well, Cess, we'll be hanging. I don't know if we're going to be hanging around today because Ma'am Minnie isn't feeling too well. But if you're here, Jalen is here. That would be nice to meet up with you and say hello. All right, so now we're going to do, as Tim pointed out, it's Dunkin' Donut time. I'm not sure I accomplished all that I wanted to today. There will be a test on this coming up. I hope you took notes. I think that Crystal's was just tongue in cheek in it. I think that she was just messing around. I don't think she was She knows why we're here. I mean, Crystals knows why we were here. Why we're here. Especially you guys. She knows if you're a single man why you're here. All right. So Man Minnie is she's indisposed, shall we say? Yeah. So I've got numbers here. Wait, before I pull a number, let me pull up my list. Let's see who's been naughty or nice. Naughty or nice. Let's see. Uh-huh. 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 Ah. So I got it. I hear toilet flushing in the background. I got lists. I got my. I'm going to pull the number myself. Let's see. Tim is saying I came here for my health. Everything else is a bonus. Oh, so you're using the health angle, huh, Tim? Okay. Whatever floats your boat, brother. Whatever works. I'll buy into it. All right. Let me see what number I come up with. I hope you're here. Must be present to win. I hope you're here. You could win twice, 2 or 3 times in a single week, because I put your number back in the bag. I put your number back in here. Even if you win, you get another chance at it. Right. I just want to make sure. Let me just. I don't know if this does any good or not because they all stick together anyway. But anyway, okay, so now I'm going to pull a number. Let's see who it is. Let's see who it is. Let's see who it is. What is that? Oh, number 81. Wait. You guys can't see it, can you? Number 81. 81. Who's 81? Who is 81? 81 is Moto ACS. Who's Moto ACS? Number 81, Moto ACS. Could be a ninja count for somebody. First call, Moto ACS. Second call, Moto ACS. Say present. Third call, Moto number 81 ACS. Fourth call, Moto ACS number 81. Please say present. Fifth call. Well, it's probably Tim, somebody's ninja account, but I think they're not here. So we're gonna put them aside for this drawing, and we're gonna go ahead and select another one. As soon as I get everybody back in the bag, because I accidentally dropped you on the floor. I do apologize. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. Man, Minnie is laughing at me. She's laughing hysterically. She thinks it's funny as heck. All right. Back in the bag they go.
You should buy the bowl.
I'll get a fishbowl. I will get a fishbowl. 20 in the house watching. 20 man, hoping that they'll win. 20 man in the house, hoping that they'll win. All right, next one. Just got it. This one is number. You still can't see it, huh? This There you go. 37. 37 is the number. 37. Let's see. 37 is Irene and Irish. 37 is Irene and Irish, which shows up every now and again. 37, Irene and Irish. Going once. 37,
It's like she went before.
Irene and Irish. Going twice. Someone better send her an instant message. 37, Irene and Irish. Going 3 times. Naomi's here. 37, please say present. Irene and Irish. Going 4 times. Last call for Irene and Irish. Going 5 times. I don't see him. I don't see him. Okay, we're going to pull again. Last call, Irene. Last call. It's over. We're pulling again. All right. Here's next one. Next one. Next one. Next one. Next one. Uh-oh. I hear the ambulance. That's another Westerner. Another Westerner bites the dust. Another foreigner bites the dust. Okay, I got one. Let's see who this is. Okay, this one is number... Ha! You won't believe it. Number 84, Knit Band. Going once. Number 84, Knit Band. Going twice. Say present, Knit Band. You were here. Number 84, Knit Band. Going 3 times. Number 84. Oh, there he is. All right, Knit Band. Hey, you can take the money. You can donate it to somebody. You can roll it over and make me pull again. It's whatever you want me to do. You just have to tell me what to do. I can donate it to the person of your choice that if they're here in the stream, a Knit Band, or I can send you the Gcash, or you can have me draw again. You could just pick somebody out of the crowd to give it to. Crystals, everybody wants to everybody wants the money. Crystals wants you to treat her to a pizza. So what's it gonna be, Knit Band? What's it gonna be? Let me see if Knit Band sent me an instant message telling me what to do or where to go. No, I don't see Knit Band sending me a message yet. All right. I know I hate to end the live stream without Knit Band telling me what to do with the money. But are you going to roll it over, Knit Band? Pick another one again, Sir Dan. Mangia say, treat me a donut, treat me a pizza. Let's see. Nomi's here. Rollover. Okay, I missed it. Okay, I saw it now. Rollover. Okay. All right. You want to play it safe, huh, Nitban? All right. Be that way. Be that way. Draw again. All right. Is Tox here? Tox is here. Hi, Tox. All right, let's see. Okay, so I'm going in again. I'm looking for a Virgin tab. One that's never been opened before. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. All right. All right. You guys have the list. It's on my community page, right? Number 58. There you go. Number 58. Number 58. Going once. Number 58 is Mama Gina Vlog. Number 58. Going twice. Number 58. Say present. Going 3 times. Number 58. Mama Gina Vlog. Going 4 times. Number 58. Final call for Mama Gina Vlog. Doesn't look like Mama Gina won either. Okay, so must be present to win. So we're going to go in again. 26 main people in the house for the drawing. All right. Let me grab another one. I got one. I got 2. I'm gonna let one go. I didn't see the number. Okay, next one. Next opportunity, number 70. Number 70. Yeah, it's hard to give money away, exactly. It's very difficult. I'm surprised. Number 70 is Mercy on Me channel. So I don't know your ninja channel, so I don't know if you're here or not. Number 70, going once, Mercy on Me channel. Number 70, going twice, that's Mercy on Me channel. Number 70, going 3 times. Please say present if you're here. Number 70, Mercy on Me channel. Going 4 times. Number 70, final call for Mercy on Me channel. Nothing. If I missed it, you guys let me know. If I missed it, I don't see it. Okay. We're going in again. We're going in again. Another yellow tab. Another yellow tab. Let me separate a few of these out because they stick together a little bit. All right, I got one. This has got to be the winner. I just can't imagine not having a winner today. The winner is number 37. Number 37. 37. 37. Going once. Who's number 37? Number 37 is, wait, that's Irene and Irish. Oh, shoot. Sorry, guys. I accidentally put Irene and Irish back in the mix. So We're going to avoid that one. I accidentally put her in there. We're going to avoid that one. We're going to go in again. We're going to go in again. I'm sorry. Usually if I do the draw, then I'll put it aside. So we have to go in again. I got another one. I got another one. I got another two. Okay, here's another one. All right. It's embarrassing when I mess up. Wait a minute. Maybe I messed up again. Hang on. Hang on a second. Anyway, I pulled this number. I got to go with it. I pulled this number. No, it's legit. All right. Number 86. I think we're going to have a winner this time. Number 86. Naomi. Number 86. Going once. Naomi, yeah. Number 86. Please say present. Going twice. I saw her just a minute ago. Number 86. Going 3 times. Please say present. Number 8. Oh, there she is. Okay. All right. So, Naomi, do me a favor, Naomi. Can you send me? I know I have your Gcash somewhere, so I don't have to look through my notebook. Can you send it to me, and then I'll send you the 200 pesos in Gcash? I'm putting everybody back in here, guys. One day we're gonna have this thing going a little bit smoother. But anyway, everybody is back in for the draw for next time. See, everybody is back in the bag. I think that I need to do something a little bit different, like ping pong balls or something. We're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. Right now, Naomi gets it, 200 pesos. Want it fair and square. Thanks, everybody. Larry, if you hung in there with us, lead us out of this live stream officially. And we'll be on our way. Everybody have a great day. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you might be in the world. Thanks for coming and sharing, being very generous with your time. And there are the words of wisdom from Larry Lee. Remember to be kind to each other. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe and healthy. Plus, always try to have fun. See everybody next time. Bye-bye. We're out of here. We are gonzo.